Welcome once again. You've made it here to the hypothetically best podcast ever, the Party with Marty show. And this week we're going to talk a lot about, pretty much all about SummerSlam, the SummerSlam experience. Of course, I'll be telling from my experiences, but it is to me is the next biggest next to WrestleMania. I mean, everybody's got their favorites. Mainly because of how it promotes you for your next 6 months, what you're going to be or not be. But we'll go through that. We'll talk about some various things we're going to add to the show, maybe even delete some things from the show. But and then we're going to do this. First thing we're going to do is the injury update, which is man, y'all that care will be so happy. This last 10 days have been amazing. Surprised the doctors and everything. But let me bring in now to help me with my dumb self, hypothetically the best producer and co-host ever. The one, the only, the Greek Savage.
Yes, that is me, the Greek Savage, and I'm here to accompany Marty Jannetty on this SummerSlam experience. Love SummerSlam growing up. What was your favorite SummerSlam moment of all time?
For me, it would be my involvement in it.
Obviously, like, fuck, I wish I could say that. That's crazy that you could even say that.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, you flunky, you never done shit in wrestling. Just what? The fact that was it.
20-time champion.
What's that?
20-time champion is Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty is a fucking badass.
Well, like the guys that have tried to get in the industry and some mid cards to opening matches on independent shows will tell you that wow, it's just to make it to WWE, WWF back in the day is amazing, let alone advance in it, let alone to have titles, let alone to be in WrestleManias and SummerSlams, all that stuff. I mean, that's an accomplishment that when the haters are wanting to hate, I really can honestly say that I have accomplished more before my senior year in high school than they have their whole life. I got to sit there and listen to them. I guess, as Shawn once said, Shawn Michaels, my partner there, said, they're critics. They're going to critique, and I understand that. And you can learn a lot more from people who disagree with you than people that agree with you or kiss your ass. You're not going to learn much from there. But, it's a rude way of presenting your critiques and, respectful way and a respectful way. I don't know, man. I just sometimes bad responses, especially on my Facebook, which is sometimes why I'll keep it to private or friends only. Because when I open it up to the public, there's going to be one or two or three, ass wipes come in. And as you know from your work in the ring and managing and work, you can, in my case, can have, like I think it's Sacramento, California, because that was one that legal problems came from. You can have 15,000 people cheering you, and one person that you hear calling your names, that's the one you hear over all the rest. I mean, like, what? What did you say to me? I mean, you got all the other 14,999 cheering for you, and you kind of omit it and get caught up in the one person, But it's crazy how that works. That's the psychology part, crowd psychology that I try to teach it, with my kids when I have a school or do seminars. We'll get into also to telling y'all about the new segments of the show we're going to have. We got like 3 now. I don't know if we'll need more than that at any one show because, we would still want to keep it a talk show about the thing they tuned in for, wrestling. But at the same time, and you and I have talked about it, I just like entertaining. So these little Dr. Feel Goods, with man, why are you using that hollow weight? Put some damn cement in.
This is 25 pounds, man. Hey, Hollow. Come on, man.
Oh, that's a metal one. All right.
Yeah, bro. You want me to drop it so it can break my floor? I'll do it for you.
Drop it. No, drop it on me so it breaks my foot back. It's just now finally healing.
I'm gonna get some reps in while we're,
Yeah. And two, while we're here, the injury update, which has been a kind of a segment.
Well, we're going to let you go full screen for that one so you can give everybody the business about what's going on with the health update.
Yeah.
But should we show this picture?
Oh, yeah, that was from today, earlier, because as y'all know, I don't want to show it, so I won't.
Don't show it.
I won't. The bottom bridge broke out, and it's killing me. There's a little jagged razor in there that cuts against the lip when I talk and when I eat, especially when I eat, and then when I sneeze. If it's a big one, oh my God, it almost comes out right through the bottom. But so I'm working on it, getting it fixed. That's today. It took a while to get the appointment. As soon as we could. This thing needs to get. Also, it makes me talk with shit like a little hiss on certain words. Anyone's with S, it's kind of that hiss in it. For a podcast, that's not really good. But yeah, we're gonna take care of all that. And my friend up in Boston, his name is Marty Urban, but he's a doctor. He's my dentist friend. Takes care of a lot of people, Hacksaw and a few others, because he's big into the wrestling, and he manages and helps out with some of the guys up that way, sort of like you are doing now with your guys. You've been doing that, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what you got now, Spencer Slade?
Yes, Spencer Slade. If you don't mind, I can show you what he looks like. You've seen what he looks like.
Yeah, well, I've seen him, but the people might not. Yeah, this coming up. No, yeah.
Yeah, that's coming up October 19th. And he's on NWA right now. And if you want, I'll send you some links of some of his matches from NWA. Love to hear what you have to say about that, man.
Yeah, what was with Swerve Strickland, or was that just promoting that Wrestling Universe?
Funny that you mentioned Swerve. He's going to be at House of Glory this Friday in Queens, and Prince Nana. Yeah, okay. Prince Nana has invited me, and I'll actually be working closer with Swerve Strickland. Probably going to be his concierge or whatever you want to call him when he's in town. When he's in the East Coast, New York, probably going to be driving him around.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you haven't hooked up with what's his name, Trick Williams yet.
Trick Williams is in Florida. If I was in Florida, yeah, Trick would definitely.
Oh, that's right. He's down there in Orlando, huh?
Yeah, he's in Orlando, whooping that trick with Shawn Michaels. Yeah, that's why I wish you would watch NXT more seriously, because NXT now, it's all Shawn's product. So like you'd be watching exactly what Shawn is producing, and I'd love to hear your, take on the way he's pushing these people.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm proud of that too, because like I think about. The different trainers around that there isn't, that makes a big difference when you mold them a certain way. And I'm looking at them and they're doing really good. And I'm thinking, well, they got a good trainer. They do. I mean, even though he may not be physically in the ring, bouncing them around and teaching them, he certainly is when they come for a show and he sees what they did, which is the best way to help somebody is watch their match and let them know what they did good, what they did bad, what they changed, or what to think about changing. They got one of the best. They got my best student ever, is what I like to say. To train him, and he's good all the way around, not just with the moves, but with the crowd psychology. He's got the reputation as, Mr. Showstopper, WrestleMania.
I mean, they're tagging him on TV lately. Like whenever they talk about Shawn, like on Monday. Well, this Monday on Raw, Michael Cole and what's his name? What's Pat McAfee? Right? They're the commentary. Yeah, they were putting over Shawn Michaels, and they said it loud twice. He is the greatest of all time.
Right.
I mean, that's what they're putting him over as now. Which
Well,
Not,
Ric Flair didn't hurt that all when he was doing one of those biographies or
oh yeah.
and he had said he's absolutely the best in ring performer of all time, which so many people feel Rick is.
Yeah.
And I do because he knew what to do, when to do it.
Did you hear about what Ric Flair said
On what?
on ESPN's top 100 greatest athletes of all time list?
I missed that one.
Ric Flair apparently believes he needs to be on that list amongst Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and all the greatest, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders. He needs to be next to Tom Brady, he said.
I did see some of that. I thought he actually was in it. It seemed like some wrestler was in it. Pro wrestling, our style.
I don't think one wrestler was in it. I think it was only from like the 4 major sports.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's why. Yeah, I think something I had seen was, had us involved with other sports, and I thought that's cool. I mean, because we are sports, but we're sports entertainment. We got the entertainment factor in there.
Oh, there's definitely sports involved, but like these guys, you're talking about like he's saying he's better than like thousands of legends who've played 4 different sports over the last 100 years. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it is.
So we're not talking about like 1-2 guys here, and then of course, how about all the other wrestlers? Now, you can't mix that list together. To me, they're separate lists. You have your 100 greatest wrestlers and your 100 greatest basketball players. Like, I don't even mix sports. To me, I don't rank like that.
Yeah. There's so many that I can get deep into, which would be football, baseball, basketball. I mean, I do like hockey. I do like.
We should get your top 10 quarterbacks of all time, maybe.
Yeah, you have to give me a minute to think on it.
Football season's coming up.
Back to the old school days.
Oh man, we're about to lose Marty again. And football season's coming soon, man.
In fact, I think college football starts August 31st, maybe.
People are going crazy over college football right now.
I'm nervous as hell for Alabama. Georgia Bulldogs are going to be fine. Well, I don't know. I think Alabama will be. They just got a tough schedule, and the first-year coach from Washington, who put them in the finals for the national championship this last year. I think that's probably why they grabbed him.
I think they'll be all right, though. You had a hell of a day, huh? This was your day pretty much right here.
Yeah. I mean, I started the first picture show with the dentist's office, went and sat in there. Yeah. And, of course, I don't want to say, that place. I don't want to say things, so I won't. So I'm not going to tell you. I think that was just a money grab from them.
It's always a money grab. What's going on? Oh, it's Swaggy.
Yes, the Swag Star is still threatening to come on the show, and I think he wants his own little segment. But he's still wanting up subscribers. Don't forget, y'all, subscribe. It's free. And we do have the VIP packages and the premier packages that offer a few other perks. Well worth it. Dr. Savage, you're good with that.
Well, Marty's going to start making it much more worth it because he's got a bunch of new segments that are coming on that some of them are going to hopefully be exclusive to that membership package.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, you'll be the only ones to get it. You get to, which one of them they get to see the show before everybody else, right after it's actually taped?
Yeah, we could do that, but I think that would require taping the show a little earlier than we normally do.
Yeah, well,
we'd have to start being on really good behavior.
But I'm wondering if I should even mention the commitments that we have right now. For future tapes. We're going to try to get them all in 10 days, so we got enough for the next 10 weeks and can prepare for further down with a little more time and focus on them. I mean, we've had to bust out in this same day, like, okay, this one didn't call. Shit, let's put one together real quick. And it's hard to do. It probably don't sound like much, but when you want to, like you do with the slides and when you tell a story at a certain place, you got to write out and format the whole show. Yeah. And nothing. And we do it. We manage to do it sometimes better than other times.
Well, we're consummate professionals. What can I say?
Yeah, we just like to have stuff to where we can slow down and focus more.
Yeah, just like this. Look, boom. Focus. Look at that.
And you know, on the left, oh, this was SummerSlam. That was one of my favorite matches was with as Paul Roma of Power and Glory. I'll go ahead and tell that was SummerSlam 90 or 91, maybe 89, but I think probably 90. But one of them right in there, Shawn had gone and bought a motorcycle, and I told him, "Don't do that, man," because all the boys always follow suit. But they're buying snakeskin cowboy boots. Everybody's doing it. They're buying them Halliburton metal, travel cases. Everybody's doing it. They got into the buying motorcycles. I think Lex Luger was the first. Then Anvil, then a few others. Macho, I don't know Macho Man. You see him right now. But they, Shawn, like, I think I'm gonna get a motorcycle now. Like, bro, you see, Lex Luger bought his, drove it off the lot. He was gonna go home with it, rather than have it delivered or whatever else they can do with a motorcycle. He drove off the lot and right to the intersection where the lot was. I don't know if it was slick or what happened, but he fell, tore his knee a little bit, and just the value of that motorcycle went down. As soon as he came off the lot, it dropped like 10,000, 15,000 in value, which I think a lot of new cars do that. Once you drive off the lot, they just lost value. And he wrecked on it. He ain't even had it 5 minutes. But somebody else had done something. I think Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog, he had borrowed Anvil's motorcycle, see if he wanted to get one, and they were arguing about Harley's being better than the American Eagle thing. Them little bumblebee sounding ones. And so Davey, I think was actually Macho Man was, whether it had been his or he borrowed it. He was on one and they were following each other, bike riding. But look, by the way, I found my phone. I had lost it again.
Look at that thing. Show the people your phone. Jesus, that thing is a miracle of science.
Well, and what's more is, I sometimes on my Facebook, which if y'all want to follow me on there, it's under one Marty Jannetty, or just look for the one where I'm in front of a barbershop window. There's also a second one, just a fan page, that I just changed the picture on that yesterday, where I'm in a blue shirt, Superman shirt. I don't know what the hell else I was thinking. It was just a close-up picture. I don't know what I was in front of. But so those are two are legitimately. Man, I can't talk with no teeth. Legitimately mine. And they, if you want to contact, you can. I think you can either talk in the posts or message me. I'm not sure which one. It's one or the other. I'm now glad to get you in when I can. They I never got one of them certifications where you can have unlimited people. So I'm stuck at 5,000 for friends until people drop out. Then I'm bringing new people.
And they can also follow you on Instagram though too. And what I wanted to
I've got to get that going, man.
All the members of the Marty page on YouTube will actually get followed back by Marty on Instagram. We're gonna make sure Marty starts using Instagram.
Well, I tried to link them in a way that would happen too. Like any post on Insta goes over to Facebook, and any on Facebook goes over. Even with Twitter, which for a while Twitter was, but that was back when I used to drink a long time ago. And I would be saying something to all my friends and close fans on my Facebook and forget that 140 characters of it is going out on Twitter too. And, I don't go look at Twitter like, no, God, no. So I eventually had to, while I was drinking days. By the way, I'm not drinking anymore. Just so y'all know, I will party with y'all. I might even drink an old duels or whatever. But, I don't like being a quitter at anything, but it's not that I'm quitting. It's just I'm changing direction, going a different route now. And it's brought me a lot of success in such a short time, especially with the health. we still have never finished the health thing. But I think y'all have seen this last week or so. I mean, next week I'll put on the video where I'm dancing and doing, just so you can tell that I'm able to walk, and I'm messing around with bouncing around doing some wrestling stuff. Because I am going to open another wrestling school here locally. But the health thing, I don't know that it's stopped drinking that did it. It's been a lot of hour in the morning, hour at night. And people will confirm that for those people who don't think I'm telling the truth about things. I think that had a lot to do with it. I don't be eating healthy because I'm trying to get rid of all this mess I've got. But yeah, man, this is, that's what Lee says. The doctor, that's my friend. He goes, he's seen it because I got the wheelchair that I used to have to roll around in, and eventually was able to walk some, and really this is the best. And I'll show the video next week. The best I've ever walked. I mean, there's not even a limp in it. And today at the grocery store, they had sushi on sale. So I was pretty much running to it. You'll see in the video I'll put up next week. I didn't get it. We switched gears on this one too soon to get it in. But, pushing the wheelchair, I was using that to make sure that I was getting a good deep step and getting further than like 6 to 8 inches on the step like older, guys do. Mine was being the flexibility in the ankles wasn't there. Mobility wasn't quite there. That's the video I showed it to Lee, Dr. McCluskey. And he was just like, this don't make sense. I mean, what did it? Whatever did it, using the wheelchair to, like I said, to guide me through walking deep with you trying to get the flexibility and mobility back in the ankles, because boy, they stiffen up when you don't use them real quick. And I got to where I'm pushing it back and forth and walking back, and we're doing real well with it. And then I was like, let me just try something. I put the wheelchair aside, walking. Well, I could do that already, but I mean, with the wheelchair, the last one, I'm doing a little jog. Even with help, I've not been able to jog like that since the first surgeries 3 or 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, where they went in, did the ankle reconstruction, and the other one, the joint replacement. I got good enough to do some heavy weights when I was living in Jacksonville a couple years ago. And, but even then, when I would go to the gym, which I think I showed a few of those on my Facebook, we didn't have this yet, but never did I, jog, even folding a wheelchair, but I actually let go of the wheelchair. Now, I ain't saying I ran in 10 flat on a 100-yard dash, but I mean, I was able to jog with no help, no assistance, no limp. And I mean, that's, you, my brother, I mean, everybody that has seen it was like, did you Photoshop this, or did you do something? I mean, when did this all happen? Just about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We were walking around barely with horrible limps, but it's all coming around. And just, of course, as that's coming around, I go through the tooth problem. And that's what I was saying earlier, bro. I don't know. I said, I don't think possibly they don't do it on purpose, but then again, because when I set the appointment up, and or we did, Radical helped me with that, which, she helps me with a lot of things, including that segment, the new segment we'll do, Dr. Feelgood, Jannetty. It's going to be like a fun type thing and some informative things, hopefully the information will be useful. I had some of the feedback I got from posting it, the picture, and mentioned what it was for. And with some of the people had said, oh man, you just got no pride no more. Why? Because I'm entertaining people. I mean, the entertainment for the 9-to-5ers of the world won't be the same entertainment for the guys and the people that live a pretty relaxed, carefree day, and vice versa. So, I mean, everybody is just not, you can't put everybody in the same box. And like, this is comedy for everybody. Not everybody's, like that. So there was another, this one I meant to tell you about for us to keep in mind, because like I said, you learn more from people who disagree with you than you do people who do agree with you. And this person has said, yeah, man, don't screw up the show with this cheesy comedy crap, which they haven't even seen a segment yet. You know, you don't know if that's just a hater, or I mean, sincerely was like, your show's doing good. Don't screw it up with these, silly things. It might be silly. That'll be determined as we work hard here with fan interaction. The feedback. Like if it's like Vince once told me about the boys and the characters that he would throw on them. Marty, we sprinkle a few seeds here, we sprinkle a few seeds there, and a few more over here, and we wait to see where it's growing, and we go with that. And I mean, I never heard it put that way, but it's pretty accurate. So that's what we'll do too here with our segments. Like I said, we don't need more than 2 or 3, 4, and not all of them on the same show. So you still do get your quality wrestling talk. Hopefully it's quality. But you still get your wrestling talk and your theme talk. But I mean, just to break up the monotony of sitting there for 1 hour, just, we went over there to the grocery store and bought some stuff to hit us in the head with for the hardcore match. And, we did about, just an hour long of, especially monotone. That's what I think a lot of Jimmy Cornette stuff, because he's up and down the scale with the voice inflection, which I've got a bad problem with that, and especially now with the teeth. To finish that story, and I'm sorry I jump around. I do have ADHD, always have, and lately I've been accused of having OCD, because I mean,
the thing I see right now is fucking San Francisco.
Yeah. Also, the health kick I'm on is it allows you to drink healthy stuff, and good. This is some good water here. It's I'm promoting somebody without even help them give us some money. That jelly and peanut thing just ring around mixed in. There's too much protein left in the peanuts butter to just throw the jar away. So I like filling up water, swirling around, and having a healthy drink.
Sounds pretty good, actually.
It's not bad. If you try to swish it out, clean it out, the jelly will come right out. But the peanut butter is where all your protein is. But so anyway, we even talked about a cooking with MJ, segment, but that might be a bit much. But we are going to do the Dr. Feelgood, and Swaggy wants an episode that shows every so often. What was it? Oh, another one I think I told you. I was talking with somebody on my fan page who was asking me about, do you have any drills for top wrist lock, reversals type of thing, headlock, and which I did. And that gave me the idea, to do that, like with a segment, Wrestling 101 with MJ, and go walk it through. Radical Addie said she would help with that, but she was I gotta have somebody a little more experienced with it to try to show it and get it across. And I'm thinking our guy that we had on here is a guest one time. The guy that was his name is Darren, the guard, was the guy, for the proverbial missing man behind the bowling alley. The storyline was written for him because he was the guard that was going to come correct that mistake, to save his own face, in his world. But he was on the show, and a lot of people liked him. They were like, he has a good presence and a good, look. So, and he only lives about 20 minutes away over in Auburn. It's hard for me to say Auburn and not get something messed up. My bandana just popped apart as soon as I said Auburn. There's a whole reason for that we won't get into, but Yeah, they and by the way, I'm not itching my nose for those reasons. That's some of the what the hell did they do with it? The newest antibiotic that I got for I guess for this. It's the only thing I got out of today's visit. Didn't even get them pulled, and that's the extraction was the reason we went. But yeah, it makes me itchy everywhere, which is actually a side effect. So I had called Lee, my other doctor with the ankles, just to see if there's any conflicting antibiotics. Because I got the one for the ankles and that one for the soreness in the tooth there and where it's cutting me. So yeah, I don't know, bro. We're gonna get it all figured out and I'll get it right. So anyway, back to the lecture at hand, which was what? SummerSlam?
Yeah, SummerSlam. I had some pictures from one of your SummerSlam matches. I was going to ask you if you know what year it is.
Okay. It's just like
right here.
Ludwig Borg, it would have probably been 91-ish. Okay, wait a minute though. Now I was separated with Shawn, so it might have been 95-ish.
Wow.
95 or 96. But yeah, I can never forget that because they came to me, Pat Patterson, Marty, can we do something special today? And I'm like, yo, what? How special? I know some of your past stories. And I don't go that route. So what special were we talking about? Marty, you're the one that can do this. We need to get Ludwig over. And it was like, okay, so that tells me what I'm doing for SummerSlam. But you see some, you do your job, whatever it requires. Up to a degree. I'm not going to wear knee pads for the office visit, but yeah, and I did my best. And if y'all ever get to see that match on, I guess it's on YouTube or it's definitely online on the internet. Yeah, I was bumping my ass, doing everything I could, to make him look like just a monster powerhouse that he actually is. I think he had won a medal for where was he from? Not Norwich.
Germany? I don't know. Ludwig?
Not Germany. It was, anyway, but I think it was for boxing.
Lithuania?
Or it could have been something like that. But he was a legitimate, badass and strong man and could box. He's since he's legit, that's why they wanted to push him. He just, I don't know that he had the mental part of it down. The psychology, the crowd psychology. I mean, he could do the moves, but anyway, I had to go out there and get him over as good as I could, and I did it evidently pretty good. I mean, he threw me in the air, and I know how to get high there. Like Warlord used to do, grab at the hips as you're doing like a backdrop with, and just throw you up in the air, and you come straight back down on your belly. Except on the way down, he caught me with them uppercuts right in the gut. A lot of, I don't know that I did anything offensively, maybe one super kick. He just looked at me like, well, there goes the super kick in my career. But, yeah, I mean, he was thankful after, but when I got my paycheck, that was the first and only time I ever got a bonus for a match.
Oh.
Yeah, I won't say how much, even if it was 5,000. Well, I'm not even sure it was that much. Might have been 500. But it was a 5 and some zeros. But and it was more than 50. That I don't know. But yeah, that was and that's truly how good the company is. I mean, you do something deserved of a bonus, you'll get it without. It surprised me.
He was from Finland.
Finland, that's it. Yep.
You want to know what match could sell out any fucking arena in the world today, Marty Jannetty?
What match could?
Yeah, this fucking match. Legion of Doom versus the Rockers would fucking sell out any arena in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were probably the best at each thing. And, I'm certainly Rock and Roll Express. I hope they won't get mad at me saying that because, they were there, right there too. But in that era, we were like the best. They were the best, period. Because it's how you put asses in the seats, as we call it. And they could do it in any arena in the world, as you said. And we were doing pretty good ourselves as the small guys would do high aerial maneuvers like Rock and Roll Express. Yeah, I think the only reason we got pushed ahead of them was because we're at the up and coming biggest company. WCW finally went under to them, sold to them. But I think that, and then we did a few more things, aerial acrobatics that they didn't do. I don't know. To me, we were one and the same character, even though we got accused of trying to steal their gimmick. It wasn't that. It was, when I started in the industry way back, uh, the first character or gimmick they ever put on me was the Uptown Boys with this guy, Tommy Rogers. And that's what they wanted from us, being flashy and tying, handkerchiefs and everything around you, act rock and rollish. And I was brand new in the business. I was so happy that, I didn't worry about being a copycat. I didn't think of being a copycat. I just thought about, yeah, I can work with that. Coming out to, rock and roll music. I was all down for it. And then after we started getting noticed, then we started hearing the copycats, and that Ricky and Robert were upset with us for copying their gimmick. And they've been in the business by that time long enough to know you're doing what you're told. You don't go, especially if somebody's doing that character, you don't just show up doing it. One that was a standout like theirs, Rock and Roll Express. You don't just show up and start looking like them and doing the same style of wrestling. You're told to do it. I mean, it's very insulting if you did it that way on your own. That Ricky and Robert would have had a reason to be upset with us. But that was me and Tommy Rogers. Then went up to AWA, and they wanted me to tag with somebody that was high energy and that I might have wrestled before, which, of course, I mentioned Shawn Michaels. And they were like, yeah, we know of him. Yeah, we've heard about him. We'll just try it out, see how it goes. So it went well. And then, again, it's like, think of a name. And, we wanted the tassels hanging, the whatever was supposed to be rock and rollish on your wrist and around your calves, and a belt in the middle. Hanging, again, even though I'd already been through the accusations of stealing.
But you had just started. You have to. They know that, like you said, you have to listen to anything they tell you to do. You're basically like a slave for like the first year or two, to be honest.
A term I wouldn't have used, but yes.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
you have to be a bitch, like in a frat house. It's like joining a frat house. They're not going to just let you join the frat house and party all day and night. You got to pay your dues first,
right? And if you want to keep your job that you're happy with and making good money for a kid that came out of the streets with nothing, you want me to do that or walk or leave? I'll do that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and but then again, we were called the Midnight Rockers. And we started getting over in AWA, which was now we're on national TV because parts of worldwide because it was ESPN on ESPN. And again, we started seeing it in the magazines. So we went from innovators, or whatever it was called, imitators to innovators. That was the first time we made the magazine. And it was talking about, we were imitators. Oh, okay, the Ricky and Robert thing, the Rock and Roll Express. Son of a bitch, we got to go through that again. And but of course, when we stepped up to the highest level with WWF at the time, here it went again. Well, y'all, I mean, even from the fans, y'all ripped off Rock and Roll Express. Y'all ripped them off. All we did is what we were told to do. And if, like I said before, if it doesn't involve putting on knee pads to go make an office visit, I'll do whatever's got to be done. And, do it well. That's just like Terry Taylor was ribbed when he was given the Red Rooster, gimmick where he had the thing. We were there why everybody, when they got a little upset with him, thought, okay, coming in here trying to be a shot caller already. Okay. Come to meet with Vince tomorrow. Me and my TV, tell your friend there, Terry, we'll have a meeting with him tomorrow at TV. And we're thinking, they're going to use him good, because we knew Terry from way before that. And I got eyes. But we'd known Terry Taylor for a while, and we all were buddies. And again, we thought there was going to be something really good for him, and he wouldn't talk when he came out from that meeting. He absolutely had a frown that would it hurt your feelings to see it. And we'd be like, "What's up? What's up, Jerry? What's up?" Oh, we'll talk about it. Like, oh shit, they let you go. I kind of wish they would have. We're like, damn. But yeah, and then the next day we used to do 3 days in a row of TV tapes. I think it was Superstars, and then Wrestling Challenge, and I forget the third day, but we were 3 days of TV taping. The third day might have been just that minute because it wasn't Raw yet. Raw came a little later, but you see how Terry comes out the dressing room, red spiked up hair, like, oh, what's his name now? From Scotland that does it, the Celtic Warrior. What's his name?
Sheamus.
He's sort of like Sheamus. With how he's got the red down. It's almost a repackaging of the Red Rooster. But the point I was going to make out of that, if it's not too late to make a point, was how you go with what they tell you. I mean, if you're the consummate professional, you make what they give you work.
Yeah, if you do what you say, you make it on posters like this.
Yeah. Now I got to put my glasses back on to see that. Different glasses.
I just went ahead and I put together all the different posters over the years. There's one specific poster I definitely want to ask you about.
Okay.
Just because I want to know what your reaction was when it first happened. Your boy Shawn and Brett, obviously, on a lot of posters. Stone Cold on a poster. The Rock had 3 posters in a row. But how about that poster right there?
But hold up. The one on the right with Shawn and Hulk?
Yeah.
That one I watched from home. It must have been around 96 or 7, probably 97, maybe. And I knew how Shawn felt about Hulk and how Hulk felt about Shawn because, I'm friends with both of them. And when I'm with Hulk, I hear about Shawn. When I'm with Shawn, I hear about Hulk. So I was like, I mean, and if you remember, that time frame was when Triple H or when Shawn was making fun of him, like, flexing it, and, had the torn shirt. They couldn't, making fun of all of Hulk's things. Because I'm think did he go down to WCW, and that's when they started making fun of the guys like him, Macho Man. They do skits on them, but anyway, just when I think it was something similar to that. And when they come back, I'm like, this is going to be interesting. I mean, because SummerSlam is, to me, and a lot of us, is the next biggest to WrestleMania. And watched it, and I actually thought, I love Shawn to death and had such respect for his work. I actually thought, man, Shawn, that's unfair what you're doing to the fans. It's unfair what you're doing to Hulk. It's really unfair to what you're doing yourself. You make yourself look like an ass. And what he was doing was over-exaggerating. Like if Hulk barely hit him, he jumped over and flipped over the top rope and, wiggled on the floor like he got a concussion. I mean, from just a little it was like, that's you do what you got to do, but you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, he went
a joke now.
Yeah, they started a whole website off that called Supercell Sunday, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was so obvious. I mean, the people that paid their money for the pay-per-view to see at home, and it wasn't cheap to come in to the actual live event. I mean, I can't imagine how they felt like when this guy's just out there making shenanigans out of, I mean, I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but that's not one of them that I wouldn't think I would have done.
Have you ever talked to Shawn about that specific match since?
No, because he gets an attitude when you say anything that rubs him wrong, and that would probably rub him wrong.
Fuck.
I told you he had. I mean, it was just so simple. He called my friends over. That if you remember, if some of y'all remember, told Shay, told Stephanie in WWE that Shay and I were married. She was a young black girl, like 23, 24 years old. At the time I was 40, 2-ish. And, so they could be in the back. My good friend and best student next to Shawn that I ever had was, Bobby Sanford, who became a senator in Florida. We just spoke with him last night. He was Shay's brother. So my brother-in-law and your wife, and I forgot who else was standing there. So bring him over. I want everybody to hear this. I want to get the story right because it's right the part of my book that I'm at. His first book. And I'm like, okay, and they could hear him anyway. Bobby's a witness to this. B.S. Sanford, he come up and he was really, soaking in anything he can. He's a sponge trying to learn everything. And so he's right there enthused. And Shawn says, well, I heard you said something different on a shoot interview than I said on a shoot interview. How do you remember things went down that time we quit? Okay, point blank. And I said, I remember exactly how they happened, Shawn. And he said, well, what was that? And I told him, I should say. And I ran it down because it was the truth. It was when we had quit, and he was standing right next to me, listening to me quit because he asked to. He wanted to quit because of the pay we just got over a commercial, Superstar cereal. But so he's standing right there. And listening to me tell Vince, we would put our notice in and all that stuff. And then afterwards, he calls Vince when he gets home in Tampa, saying he had nothing to do with that decision. He, wasn't ready to quit, which Vince called and said, I was welcome still. That whole thing was just horrible. But, so he asked me that, what do you remember? And I told him exactly that, the whole rundown. And he stood there and he was getting, you could see the look on him getting steamed. And he stomped his little foot, his cowboy boots, from Possum Peter Pink looking cowboy boots. And he goes, damn it. How do you remember everything so well? You did more drugs than me. And then he stomped on off. And not in an angry way, but, like a just, aggravated way. And it was funny enough that Bobby never forgot it. And Shay, I don't really talk with anymore. But anybody that saw and heard it, they were like, well, I guess Marty was telling the truth all that time. That was all brought on because he wanted to get it right in his book, and he was Christian now, and all that. And damn if he didn't go and put the story the other way any damn way. After he got it right there with my witnesses, he called over, went and put it in his book the other way. Well, Marty, you did that without telling me. And yeah, come on, man. Whatever. It's in a rearview mirror. Everything's good now. But what else? Or this SummerSlam coming up?
Well, yeah, there is the SummerSlam coming up. I'll just go through the rest of the year just to show people kind of how the WWE changed. Obviously, Triple H and Shawn Michaels took over for a while, but as you see the years get later on, we're not focused on like one or two guys anymore. There's so many superstars now. They have to just start like jam-packing posters pretty much like this one you see here. One of the most recent ones was last year. But if you want to talk about this year's SummerSlam, we could start off with LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. I think LA Knight will 100% be walking away with that title, Marty.
You think so?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
I think you would ask me, or somebody asked me earlier, and see, this will air tomorrow night, so the 25th. Okay, so in SummerSlam is what?
August 3rd. August 3rd.
Okay, Saturday. So they'll have an opportunity. We'll figure out some kind of giveaway gift for the first person. Well, no, the first one, I guess, gets it right in the chat room. Guesses who is going to win. I don't know if we should add because that's just a 50-50 chance, right?
Well, I think everybody should just go ahead and
put a set of them, the whole
How
card.
about this one? You go in there and you put your picks for all the matches we're about to cover right now. Whoever is the most accurate is the winner.
Okay. But the thing is, with me picking them, if I don't know the storyline, I'm doing the 50-50 guess too.
All right,
if
so who you got here?
Storyline, I'll get it. I just seen this lately, picked up on it in the last month, maybe. I would lean towards LA because they're getting him rolling now really good. And you don't want to break that momentum. Logan's got the momentum already. He's been the champion since he came in. So he could afford to lose it and then build it back. Whereas LA Knight, There's this chance that if he loses here, that's just my guesswork on it. I have not seen the whole storyline to see where they possibly want to go afterwards. But just on a outside guessing, I would go with LA.
Yeah, I think it's 100% going to be LA Knight. It's his time to win a title. He hasn't won one yet. Not a major title in WWE. And that's going to change, and I think it's going to change Saturday, August 3rd. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with your boy Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. I'm going to say that Seth Rollins is going to somehow screw CM Punk, and McIntyre is going to win this match.
I would tend to agree with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, CM's going to fit right back into the picture, and I think, well, actually, he's got it going with both of them. He can go each one either way. I think
they want to just stretch that story with him and Seth Rollins all the way to WrestleMania for some reason.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
it's just my feeling. We have Bayley taking on Nia Jax for the women's championship.
Nia Jax.
That's Nia. Yeah, that's Nia Jax. I feel like Nia Jax is going to kill Bayley. She will sit on her about 5 times, and she'll win.
Yeah, and actually, I've been watching that one enough to know, kind of know where they want to go, and I would think, Nia.
Okay.
Because again, she's can't afford to lose, and then build right back up the momentum and whatever that's been created.
Well, it just makes sense with everything going on with the Samoans and the bloodline. She's Samoan. She's literally part of the bloodline, so you might as well run with it. I think we're going to see a female version of the bloodline because I know they just signed some Samoan girls.
Oh yeah. Well, you keep up with that. Are they coming through next or NXT?
Yeah, they got signed by NXT. Yeah, developmental. Oh. So you'll see them soon enough. But yeah, Nia Jax wins that match. In my opinion, Rhea Ripley taking on Liv Morgan. As much as I want Rhea Ripley to win this match, I already know Dom, her boyfriend, is going to turn on her.
Yeah,
he's going to turn on her, and Liv Morgan will retain at SummerSlam.
If that's what happens. Now I'm in the writing room, right? If that's what they go with, I can see in Nia, if they keep it on Morgan for any way that you, like you said, what's the name interrupted? I could see the rebuild being with her and Nia Jax, because, okay, which one's the badass of them? The other 2 people, one by cheating. These 2 are the badasses. Let them, Nia and Rhea, go at it to step up for the title shot again. I could see that happening. But like I say, the writers got whatever they got. It's already set up for 6 months ahead of time, leading into it.
Probably 6 years at this point. Triple H going in. Braun Breaker taking on Sami Zayn. Just to let you know, Sami Zayn defeated Braun Breaker clean at the last attempt. This will be SummerSlam now, and I think Braun Breaker is going to send Sami Zayn home in an ambulance.
I agree with you on that, but I've been keeping up, because of Steiner's boy.
Yeah, he's just too good right now on TV right now. Between him and Dragunov and Gunther, they're probably the 3 best active wrestlers in the world right now. It's insane how good they are.
I wonder, I shouldn't say this because, Scott and Rick are my friends. Scott and I are very close. But I wonder, are they helping him a little bit with
come on. Of course.
I mean, the moves you can learn at school,
He's just genetically, naturally gifted, bro. He's a freak.
Yeah, he is. But the psychology is not something you can learn.
But
a good trainer at the school.
This is 2nd generation. He grew up around it.
Right. And but the thing is, that's why I say I hope Scott or Rick don't get upset with me because I love them to death. Oh no, I was going to say it was their strong points wasn't the psychology. Ring psychology, their strong points were going there just being a Braun Breaker to beat your ass.
Yeah.
They didn't like it, and
they were pretty good. They were pretty good without the psychology. I think they did okay for themselves. We have Damian Priest taking on Gunther, and I feel like, unfortunately, Damian Priest's time as champion is over. Gunther will 100% win this match.
Is Damian not looking good as a champion?
It's not that, I think wrong time, wrong place, transitional. You can see the way they're marketing Gunther and pushing Gunther. He's the guy they want.
much. Didn't he break Honky Tonk's record?
Gunther, yes, yeah. Longest reigning IC champion of all time. And, you know, I think they want to make him a very long-term champion right now for the foreseeable future until maybe Braun Breaker can beat him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's the thing, you know, they might, down the street, they got that building up. You know,
I think they want to have Gunther versus Cody Rhodes eventually headline maybe a Mania, maybe even, where it'd be title for title.
Yeah. And
you do Russia versus America. Yeah, it's great.
Right. And how long's Damian been champ now, though?
4 months, maybe something like that.
Oh, okay.
Since WrestleMania, no, yeah. So 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
4.
Yeah, because he's at a point.
Good. He's good. I have no problem with Damian. I love Damian.
He's believable. He has, you know, fairly good mic skills. Believable mic skills. You know, like he means what he's saying.
He's great. Yeah, I don't think they see him
lose like that right now. But neither can Gunther. So Gunther, however you say it. Gunther, is that how you say it?
Gunther.
Yeah. I don't know. That would be interesting to see what they've decided to do on that one.
And how about this main event right here? Cody Rhodes taking on Solo Sikoa.
I'm pretty sure Cody's got that one. But then again, who knows? Like you said, where they're going with the bloodline, they're going to make them all one big, you know, giant wave of Samoans that just take over the wrestling world.
Well, I think what we're going to see at this moment here is we're going to see Roman Reigns return and cost Solo Sikoa the title.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it's like you must be sneaking around reading the booking sheets.
I watch the shows. I've been watching this for a long time. I've never missed an episode of Raw, as sad as that sounds.
It'll sound bad if you love it. I mean, I love it. And I have to pretty much try to make myself watch some of the stuff that's hard because I want to be able to teach updated material to my kids. You know?
Yeah. I wanted to let everybody know we're going to be doing a very like hardcore interview where I want to actually, because I've done a lot of shows with you, but I've never actually just interviewed you like straight up for 60 minutes.
We did one live sort of one time at your place.
Not really. You weren't. I didn't get Marty Jannetty that day. I got Party Marty.
Because you had too many hidden goods in the house.
Yeah, I know. My fault. Blame it on me. Real quick, I just wanted to show some of my favorite matches of all time. I'm sure some of these you probably watched and loved as well. This was my favorite. SummerSlam.
That's one from I forget the name of the building, but
Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, 90. I think it was 90,000 people sold out fastest of anything, which they've had everything in that building. Yeah,
crazy.
And they did well. They pulled it off.
Did you see this match? The Hardy Boys, Dudley and Edge and Christian in the tables, ladders, and chairs.
I saw one, but I don't know if it was a SummerSlam or is that the only ladder match they ever did?
No way, they've done a lot, but this was the first one.
Yeah, I might have seen it. I might have seen a few, and they were pretty damn good. I mean, it's hard to take
these guys used to tear up the arena. I mean, the tag team division at that time, those guys had the place rocking, man, just like Stone Cold and The Rock. No DQ, CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar was really good. I was kind of surprised with it. I thought Brock was just going to murder this man. Didn't happen.
I would have too. How'd that turn out?
No DQ. So CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, and I think it was Brock Lesnar winning. Very convincingly towards the end. This match, Brett and Owen. Did you ever see any of their matches like behind the curtain, like extra matches that they had at house shows or anything?
Yeah, I was gonna say it just kind of, and I've done it over and over and over in wrestling. And like now they're doing father son with Mysterio and what's his name, Dominic. But it was just hard seeing, y'all are family and everybody knows y'all grew up together tight, you know, now to watch y'all fighting each other. I don't know. It was hard, but I mean, it was good.
It was great. I mean, honestly, if things didn't turn out the way they did, like with Vince and Brett, I think Owen and Brett would have headlined a few WrestleManias.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Because the story was there. People had an attachment to Brett, like, you know, a lot. People loved Brett, man. Shawn and Scott IC match at SummerSlam was
That
insane.
was absolutely the greatest ladder match to that date.
Yeah, a lot of people say the one at WrestleMania was better, but yeah, this one they're both good, man.
Was that the first one they did?
Yeah, I think that was the first one at WrestleMania. Yeah, but this one was just as good.
Yeah, they. But the funny thing is that they will get credited with having started the ladder matches.
Even though that started in somebody's like high school garage or something.
No, it started with Bret Hart's family down there over in Calgary. They were doing stuff way back then, and that's where half the stuff I saw that going on that match was stuff that Bret had done on TV already.
I believe it. And ladder matches own SummerSlam. Marty, did you ever see this match? Triple H versus The Rock.
I didn't. Damn, that was what year? 98. Oh, I partied like that year. I don't remember much from 98.
This is one of those matches you should definitely add to your like watch list. It was really, really good, and you get to see them at their beginning of their rises to the top.
Yeah, I'll watch it tonight if I get a chance.
Really good match.
Yeah, 98. I was in WCW, and a lot was not going the way I thought it would. So yeah, I missed a lot of that year on non-memory.
Kurt Angle making Stone Cold basically die. I think Stone Cold got hit with a German suplex 22 times in this match.
I mean, I've seen the highlights. In fact, they had it on the A&E biography thing, or the what is it called, the biggest feuds or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
A lot of that was in there.
And then obviously one of my favorite early matches was Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect, because that shit was just a fucking wrestling showcase, man.
Mr. Perfect. Well, you got two great guys, work-wise in there, and just great guys in general. But that couldn't help but be great.
Yeah, that shit was a wrestling showcase. This match was also insane. Hell in a Cell, The Undertaker versus Edge. Did you ever catch that in 2008?
I don't think I did see. It was pretty good.
Yeah, they murdered it. Yeah, poor Edge. I'll give Edge a lot of credit. He took some tough bumps that night. He earned his paycheck.
Did I have the WWE Network to pull that up? Or
yeah, you could watch it. They probably have it on YouTube, to be honest.
That's what I was thinking. YouTube.
And John Cena versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania. SummerSlam was another absolute banger. That was a great match. And then your boy Shawn, when he first came back to WWE after his I guess this was after his Finding Jesus moment, right? He comes back, and the first thing he does is have an unsanctioned match against Triple H and just beating the fuck out of him with barbed wire and bats and ladders. And yeah, it was good.
One of the greatest matches I've seen Shawn involved with, but I think that was WrestleMania, was against Undertaker.
25, right?
Yeah, I think they went 2 years in a row, back to back.
Yeah.
And I'm greasy, and my hair is like, what'd you do to me today?
I ask Addie, man.
That was that full day of being aggravated with this damn. They sent me from one doctor, you got to go see an oral surgeon who I'd already been to, previous. So that made that easy. And then I had to go get blood work, lab tests to make sure we pretty much got the sepsis beat. I forgot to tell that earlier. We're just about ready. And I'm walking so good now. The initial game plan was to, once that the wound, from the last surgery had healed up, we'd go back in and come in from the side, because we cut on top so many times. The tissues, screws everything up, makes it harder healing also, and put the joint back in once we got rid of the sepsis and the scar was closed up. Right now, I'm walking better than I have, even when I had the joint in there and working out with the weights and all. I told Lee this recently. I'm like, hey,
maybe I just leave it alone.
Leave it alone, because it's going to be 3 more months there.
And it's a long 3 months. Yeah.
I mean, I can focus better this time around because getting away from the partying, it helps a lot. But it's still discouraging. There's a lot of differences now.
It's not easy to do the right thing, but it's right to do the right thing. You got to do the right thing right now this time.
Yeah. And
pretty much the opposite of everything you've ever known.
Pretty much. Or did I practice? I've known it's the right thing.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Oh yeah. All right, we about done. Is there
Yeah,
another?
pretty much. I heard you have. I heard my cousin sent you a gift.
Oh yeah. No, I got it from when we was up there doing that's not the one with Jimmy Hart. That whatever.
Okay.
Convention.
You still have that thing? Where is it?
Yeah, I went out and listened to it in his car, and the first song he played, I was like, "Oh, I love this." Yes, but so he goes, "Well, here you have it." I asked him, "Could I have it or buy it or whatever?" He goes, "Here, you can have it." We tell him what his name and where they can get him.
That's Cretext. Follow him on YouTube, Instagram, Cretext, and he actually made a new song for my show. If you wouldn't mind, you want to hear it? Tell me what you think. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, press on you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a body slam, choke slam, hit you raw. This is wrestling with savage. Back down, hold the title. This is wrestling with savage. The epitome of scrapping them toe to toe. We ride or die, my kingdom's with me, legendary up in my road. Terry limbs up on my pole, the ankle lock grip is accurate. Greek God in the flesh, every move is immaculate.
Savage kingdom march on bones. Savage kingdom fight, we reign. Savage kingdom march on bones. Savage kingdom fight, we reign.
I be the king of the ring, the mighty is forced to be reckoned with. The unstoppable, immovable manager cause an exodus of other voices making money choices and wins. PG era is dead, the savage era begins. Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, press on you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a body slam, choke slam, hit you raw. This is wrestling with savage. Back down, hold the title. This is wrestling with savage. The real boss of all bosses, pile drivers, hip tosses. We holding multiple titles while you keep stacking up losses. Roster talent that flosses, y'all can't even present a match. I'm in a tour in his army, breaking backs upon the mats.
Savage kingdom march on bones. Savage kingdom fight, we reign. Savage kingdom march on bones. Savage kingdom fight, we reign.
Meet the turnbuckle, top of my knee, and then my bare
Where was that at? Downtown?
You don't even
Yeah,
want
Wall
to dare
Street.
tussle. Bet I'm showcasing top of the line, hard on the grind. Easily your city is mine. Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, press on you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a body slam, choke slam, hit you raw. This is wrestling with savage.
Okay,
Back down,
that's good.
hold
Thumb it
the title.
up.
This is wrestling
Alright,
with
got it.
savage.
That's good. Who was the? I recognize most everybody in there. The two blondes. The first one, I don't think was the same as the second one that I noticed. They're like, who are they? I don't know.
One
But
of them,
you didn't say that.
Hollywood Haley James,
Oh, that was Hollywood
and then you also have Mariah May, who you probably
towards the end.
yeah, Mariah May.
Okay. I hate saying that because it's like disrespectful, or at least disappointing to them.
You're not watching AEW, but you should be for Mariah May. She's actually going to be on tonight. If you wanna watch.
She's in AEW. Okay.
Yeah, and she's killing it. She just took
Oh,
over the
that's
business.
where Hollywood is too, right?
She's doing a very good job on the independents, and she's wrestled on AEW, and hopefully she'll get in WWE. I know that's the plan.
She keeps working hard and she's on the way. That's the main thing. Stick with it.
Yeah, she's a good one. Tell your people what's up, though, man.
Yeah, I will end up because we've got it at the beginning, but not a big deal. Just the sponsors, a quick one for RVD with this healing. This actually works. Our adorator, Radical Addie, is getting like she got some arthritis, and she tried it out, and it actually worked. It ain't gonna work for my ankles. That's beyond any kind of lotion, but it works really good for her. And of course, with Miss Radical Addie, she has her line of K-pop. And I can never get this in the right line. K-popcrazy.com, where she makes these kind of things, tumblers. You can put whatever you want on. You send her a picture or whatever to the Party of Marty thing here. She can make pretty much any kind of thing, maybe even furniture. But like the mouse pad, she can put anything you want on it. This is for our backstage passes, but she can make these kind of things, keychains. I've seen in the past she can make license plates or tags, I should say. There's a couple, I've seen the flags she does. And oh, by the way, I gotta say one other thing, but yeah, she does anything you want, t-shirts especially, whatever you want on it, she can put on there. She has made, we have made buttons, Party with Marty buttons that might, according to what she wants to do, we might use those in some of the giveaways. Keychains, all kinds of all these things here. These are all done by her. Oh yeah, right. RVD's favorite, like what I got here, earrings of whatever you want on it. Like I said, and yeah. Oh yeah, and I found. I don't know if I told you. I found one of my lost phones. I'll let you guess how long it's been missing, but found it. How long do you think that's been missing?
Since 1997.
Yeah, right. It actually was probably 2000 even. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Next week we got a whole lineup of potential guests that we just got to be over. It's tough when everybody's got a different schedule. Finding a convenient time. Some of the guys that have guaranteed, but just we got it. With Dustin Rhodes, Dustin had to work with it. We were best friends very good friends in the 90s. We're gonna get him on, and we'll have a whole bunch to talk about between Gold Dust and just the stuff him and I did on the road. Shane Douglas is promised. What's he go by? What did he go by at ECW? Shane Douglas. He had
Shane Douglas in ECW, wasn't it just the franchise? Shane Douglas?
Yeah, the franchise, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, he's definitely on. A fun one we're gonna have is Hannibal. Y'all know him from his own podcast.
That's gonna be fun.
He's got a good show, and of course, referee Mike Kildas, he's told us, and my college wrestling coach, Coach Stubby, is gonna come on, and we're gonna talk some old wrestling stories that led into the pro career. When Tanaka, of course, wants to be in. Jim, should I be telling everybody to leave some surprises? Yeah, I'll leave a few more surprises. We got others that y'all will definitely know. We got some big names coming. I'll just leave those for a surprise for now. But yeah, we're gonna do whatever we can. Remember, subscribe, because that's where we can get swaggy on the show. I think he wants 10,000. We're close. Well, we're getting there. Before he'll come on, make his personal appearances, which are pretty good when he makes them. And the main thing is we want to bring you the best entertainment we can, and we can do more with more money. That the money that comes in is just being reinvested, so that we better the product that we give to y'all. And both Savage and I love entertaining, so we're in the right place. It's just we're not stop improving, and we're not going to stop making it better each week, each year. Again, to give you the best product we can give you, the best entertainment we're able to give you. So subscribe, get a friend to subscribe. You can join the, like I said, premiere and all that at your convenience, or if you want to, or whatever. But put the word out, because we're not gonna beat up everybody in other places. That's one thing that I won't mention the Nasty Boys' names, but they felt like this one guy that was going to help out or something, it would be a conflict of interest. And it wouldn't, because we're not competing with anybody. We're just doing what we do. We're separate entities, we're separate things. We're we're great friends. But anyway, a lot of people think that this competition world, hell, it's not that at all. It's just about bringing. We're not looking to be first place. We're not looking to be ahead of Dutch Mantel or Jim Cornette or Kevin Nash, or whoever else is up there, way up there. We're just looking to come have a good time with our fans and friends and family, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to do that. So with that, we'll close out. You want to tell them any people in particular, Savage, goodbye or good night.
I appreciate you, Marty, just being here on this episode. Another great episode of the Party with Marty podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and like Marty said, let everybody know that this is, hypothetically, the best podcast of all time.
Yes, sir. And next Thursday, you know what to do.
I'll have it ready.
Time, same damn place. We're going to rock it. Help us do it. Yeah.
Woo!